Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Stephen. I know you said that you can't find any Dallas Cowboy fans today. You know, you tried Denzel and Allen Iverson and stuff. Well, let me tell you that this putrid, delusional Dallas Cowboy fan number one, I'm right here where I've always been. In fact, you've been hiding from me all season long. I know you know who I am. You know, I send in some of those videos for your contest and you used my material on the show. But I think you were scared to actually debate me. But that's all right. It's all right. It's all right. But see, I'm man enough to give you equal time. Because when you walk the walk, talk the talk. So let's go ahead and listen to what you have to say today, because I know you're loving life now that the Dallas Cowboys lost.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? What's up? What's going on, How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, Hollywood? What's up, Hollywood? How y'all doing?
We're good.
Everybody all right?
Yeah.
Y'all sure? Yeah. Have you spoken to any Cowboy fans? That's what I want to know. Have you spoken to any Cowboy fans?
Yeah.
Listen, let me get right to it, because I got to get this out my system.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether it's the Amber Alert or something else, but I made a few calls. Let me give you a taste of my Rolodex Max Keller. My man Denzel Washington, I changed it up, I can't find him. Allen Iverson, nowhere to be found whatsoever, nowhere to be found. My boy Omar Evans, I can't find him, Some of my boys from school, Winston-Salem State, North Carolina, HBCU. My man Pete Whitfield, some big-time security guy in New York City, texts me every day about the Cowboys. Can't find him. And then I reached out to my man Al Lumpkin, works for the Philadelphia 76ers. Great guy, dear friend. Talk smack about the Cowboys all the time. He was the one person that responded to me. And what did he say? Stephen A., we gonna win the Super Bowl within the next 5 years. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Here we go.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. This is unbelievable. But this is a beautiful day. I hate to say to the world, I told y'all so, but I did. What can go wrong will go wrong. And boy, did it yesterday. How about them Cowboys? No, sorry. Just like I said y'all was. You stink. You Cowboy fans, I think you're miserable today. I love it. I am having a blow with it. And I'm just getting started. Let's go.
Let's get into it. So the Packers are...
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, Stephen A., I'm actually not miserable. I'm okay. But thank you for being concerned. Because there's a saying, he who laughs last, laughs the hardest. And I hate to tell you, Stephen A., that this isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Yeah, that loss hurt. But it wasn't like the Cowboys got beat like the Giants last week, 38-16 by Aaron Rodgers, a man who's now on an 8-game winning streak, who I dare say he must have sold his soul to the devil. Because that fumble that they had, that nobody even saw it, landed in Montgomery's hands and kept going. That touchdown pass that literally went right past Sean Lee's ear. To throw that last pass and stay in bounds. For that football to curve out and then curve back in indoors without wind. Buddy, they just ran into a buzzsaw. Yeah, the Cowboys made mistakes. Some coaching calls. Maybe some plays, some dumb penalties. But to think that the Dallas Cowboys were down 21-3, and fought back against the bad man, as you say, to tie it and lose in that fashion, that wasn't an accident. That was just, they lost the game. They got beat by a better team that day. But see, you and I, like I've told you before, are about the same age. I know you look a little older than I am, but actually I'm older than you are. You know, my hairline isn't receding quite as far as yours is. You know, you don't see quite as much of my forehead. But the Dallas Cowboys have been changing. And I don't know if you really notice it with your blind hatred of them. See, really, the Cowboys aren't the accident waiting to happen anymore. They have literally turned the franchise around completely this year. And I know you don't see it, but the team was 4-12 last year. And that season may seem like an accident, but in retrospect, it may have actually been the moment that turned the franchise around. And the way that the Herschel Walker trade turned the team around, which was putrid. See, back in the 70s, the Dallas Cowboys were the accident waiting to happen. They couldn't win the big one anymore after all the success that they had back in the 70s. They kept going to NFC championship after NFC championship, and they finally went down the toilet. Got rid of Tom Landry, who the game had passed by, and went 1-15 with their only victory being against the division rival, the Washington Redskins. And they brought in a coach, they said, a college coach? He can't coach in the NFL. But they started to turn their mojo around. And in 91, they lost in the divisional round. The defense let them down. They lost to an offensive Detroit Lion team, 38-6, I believe. And see, this is where it gets interesting, Stephen A. If you study the game like I do, because I am a student of the game, history repeats itself. Here it was just yesterday. Green Bay Packers, 2014. You can go back to 1965, Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. Ice Bowl. So history has a way of repeating itself. And if you follow by that theory, that team in 91, they had a great draft. They added Russell Maryland and Dixon Edwards, Alvin Harper. And they got better. They got to that playoff after being the joke. They then became the dynasty of the 90s, winning 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. That offseason, they added Charles Haley, which you could say was the missing piece on that defense. So, Stephen A., you can have your laugh right now. But an accident waiting to happen, that's not the Dallas Cowboys. An accident waiting to happen would be somebody like the Rams. They gave up all those draft picks to try and get a franchise quarterback to find out that that guy can't play. Having to fire their coach and start all over. An accident would be the Cleveland Browns, that after bringing RG3 in, still don't have a quarterback and have 1 victory. That would be a bad season. The Dallas Cowboys going into the season, and I know you said you picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the division before the season started, and that was pretty much what everybody did because the Eagles were starting over with a new coach. The Giants had a turnover machine in Eli Manning with the new coach. The Redskins won the division by default. Cowboys had a 4th-place schedule. That was an easy pick. But I do believe when Tony Romo went out and was going to be gone for at least 8 weeks, that you pretty much wrote the Cowboys off because they had a rookie quarterback. There's a reason why a guy's drafted at quarterback in the 4th round. He can't lead the team. And every week, Stephen A., you doubted that quarterback and said he's going to be a rookie that hits the wall. So when you say that this season was a disaster, I don't see it that way. The Dallas Cowboys went from having a window that was closing with Tony Romo, with doubts if he could stay on the field, to now finding a franchise quarterback in the 4th round that only makes $600,000 a year. They have a running back that rushed for 1,600 yards as a rookie. Never once missed a play for injury. Doesn't turn over the ball. They have the best offensive line in football. They had a suspect defense, as everybody said at the beginning of the season, that played pretty well. And yes, they lost yesterday, but right now everybody's been losing to Aaron Rodgers. When you compare what my Dallas Cowboys defense did yesterday compared to the Giants, who spent, what, $200 million in the offseason on their defense? Hey, at least ours didn't cost a whole lot. No, Stephen A. You can laugh now, but the Dallas Cowboys will be a team to reckon with. The window is wide open. In fact, the wall has just been knocked out of the way. The sky is the limit. So, no. I don't feel bad today, Stephen A. And if you want to talk, just look up Cowboy Joe Boo. We're all over the internet. You can find us. In fact, I'll make it easy for you, Stephen A. In a couple of weeks, the Super Bowl will be there. Unfortunately, my Cowboys won't be. But I will. And I'm going to make a point of coming to your show, Stephen A. I'll be in the crowd. So if you want to have a Dallas Cowboy fan that you can go ahead and talk down to and tell me how putrid we are, I'll be there waiting for you. Me and Joe Boo. I'll even hold up a sign for you. Delusional Dallas Cowboy fan wanting to talk to Stephen A. Smith. I'll see you around, buddy.
A big mouth, a big mouth.